before the arenas, before the awards.
This is b4Nashville Live. Have a question for our guest? Send it to us via Messenger.
Here's your host, George Davis.
And welcome back to Before Nashville, where we introduce country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today and tonight. I've got a brother and sister duo. I'm going to have to readjust my camera here. Whoa, didn't mean to adjust it that much, but I'm kind of cut off there. But their name is Juna N Joey, and they hail from West Palm Beach, Florida. Are you guys in Florida right now?
We are in Nashville right now.
You're in Nashville. Oh, cool. So you have... are you in Nashville to do some recording, or what's up?
Well, we bought a house a couple of months ago, so we're kind of going back and forth from Florida to Nashville, doing shows, doing rights.
Yeah. Okay, well, cool. That's pretty awesome. So tell me about your trip to Nashville as far as youngsters. I mean, how did you get into music itself? Where did it all begin?
Well, I guess it kind of started with me. I started singing around the age of 3 or 4. I heard the song Love from the Little Rascals by Frank Sinatra, and I used to watch that movie all the time. And I learned it and performed it for my dad on our coffee table in our living room. And he freaked out. He was like, "We got to get her lessons and stuff." And I was like a little baby. So then I started singing and playing classical piano. And then that's when Joey came in the picture.
Yeah, I was actually a sports guy. I played basketball, baseball, football, soccer, you name it. I actually had no intentions of doing music at all. Like, that was just not like my thing at the time. And I went to one of my sister's lessons and I found out I could sing. So here we are.
And you both took vocal lessons. That's what your sister was doing. When you say you went to one of her lessons, you went to one of her vocal lessons. What made you think at that point, when she's taking a vocal lesson, all of a sudden you want to sing, being a sports guy?
I don't know.
He was humming along.
I was humming along, and I guess she was like,
teacher was like,
she's like, "Do you sing?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, let's try." So I went to the piano, did a couple songs, whatever.
And he was like, "Oh, you picked it up so fast." Like he was like, "Oh, it's so natural." And he was like, "I guess."
And then I still miss sports, but I feel like music is the way to go.
Right. So you both went on from there. I mean, you're kind of very musically inclined. I mean, Joey, I know you play guitar, and Juna, you play just about anything that can be played. So, I mean, you play guitar, drums, cajon, learning the violin, you play piano.
Yeah.
Have I left anything out?
I also play guitar, piano, and the sax as well. So.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So do you guys incorporate all that into your shows? I mean, with the sax and the pianos and all that stuff?
Yeah, we try to.
I want to learn one song on the sax so that I can always, have that one song just to play out.
Yeah, we're still learning those instruments.
I feel like guitar is like, there's a lot of things to like learn about, and I'm trying to like, up my guitar skills, and there's just like a lot to learn. So I'm trying to stick with guitar right now, but I definitely want to get back on the sax.
So what got you into country music?
Well, we actually started off in a classic rock band doing like Blondie and Led Zeppelin and like Hot Blooded and all that. A few kids from School of Rock, we had moved out and moved away from that and did our own thing. And then we were on stage, we were doing some rock music live, and we're like, we weren't really feeling like the rock genre. Like, it's not really where we wanted to go the path we wanted to go down. So then we're like, why don't we try country pop? I mean, we love to listen to it. And our mom's dad was actually in a country band, and he played pretty much everything with strings. He would write music, and he was in the country world. So we were like, why don't we, kind of do that? So then we kind of transferred into country pop around few years ago, and we wouldn't change it for the world. We love country pop music.
We always listen to country pop music on the radio, and I feel like that's our vibe.
That's like our spot. We found it after covering so many genres, like classical and rock, and we finally found one.
Music. We also do choral music because we both went to performing arts schools.
Oh wow!
We learned a lot of different languages and singing, and now we're just doing country pop.
Yep.
I mean, I'm trying to picture my head, especially Juna, doing one way or another.
Yeah.
And Joey's over there just shredding on the guitar when you get into Hot Blooded, and stuff like that. I just seeing all this stuff, it's really cool to see all this in my mind.
Our dad loved it.
Oh my gosh. Every time even today, we're at shows, he's like, play Hot Blooded or play Led Zeppelin, and we're like, no.
Well, it could be worse. He could be sitting out there going, play Freebird. That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
He'll do that now, I'm sure. Yeah, the next show you're at, Dad's there, he's going to go, play Freebird. So as influence-wise, it sounds like you've got a lot of different influences. I mean, you've got the country pop, you've got classic rock, choral music, and just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we have some artists like, Stevie Wonder. I'm a huge fan of Stevie Wonder. I'm also a fan of Lionel Richie, Adam Levine. I mean, it's
definitely.
like there's like such a wide variety
Elton
for
John.
me.
Oh my gosh.
I love the soul music. I love country. I love pop. I love everything.
Right. And that's the best way to be. I mean, you get more rounded that way. And you guys, I did notice on the new single, and I really don't want to talk about it right now because I want to wait till after they hear it. But one of the writers on there, I happen to know and have known for a few years. So I thought that was really cool whenever I saw who the writers were on the song. But when you get into a writing situation, do you bring all of that in with you? The pop, the soul, the rock, all that stuff? Is that kind of your thought, or are you just coming in going, okay, we got to make this a country song or a country pop song? How are we going to do that?
I would say we kind of just sit down and we each have like a hook book with some like lyrics or ideas, in our phones that we will take to every writing session. I wouldn't say we necessarily go in and we're like, oh, we need a country song, we need a rock. Like, I wouldn't say we do that. We just kind of sit down and whatever we write,
we just find a title and then we start brainstorming ideas, and we'll actually get the guitar out, start playing, the 1-4-5 or the 2 minor or something like that. And then we'll start with, a title, and then we'll base off that and start just brainstorming basically.
Yeah. And I guess like when we're in the studio, that kind of like changes too, because maybe we'll add like a fiddle on this song, or maybe we'll add like a lead solo in this one. Like, it kind of depends like how we want to structure it.
Yeah, sometimes we'll have slow songs, like we'll get the piano out, and if like it's a sad song, we'll start playing the piano, like the minor chords, and just and then we'll play fast songs with guitar. I mean, it depends. It all depends.
Right. I got to say, when you were talking about the 1-4-5 and that stuff, it's like right over my head because I'm not a musician at all. And so, I mean, I'm just kind of, I dabble in drums, and I know enough. I used to play a long time ago, but as we get older, our dexterity is not as good, and neither is our speed, just so you know. So, Juna, there's a little word of wisdom for you.
Thank you.
And but I mean, it's really cool because you guys, I mean, you, of course, going through performing arts school, you learn a lot of this stuff. You kind of went to, it's kind of like going to Belmont in high school almost, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually go to Berkeley
Okay.
College, and I'm taking guitar scales, guitar chords. I took music theory as well, so I'm also getting a refresh of the things I've already learned, and I'm learning new things as well. So it's
right. So now one of the questions I'm sure people are going to ask is, how old are you? So, Joey, you're 18 now. Are you
still 18?
Still 18? Yeah. I don't have birthdays down. All I have are ages, and I didn't know how old the information was. And Juna, you're 16, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. We got that right. Are you driving?
Yes, I love to drive. I drive everywhere. Every time we go somewhere, I'm like, in the driver's seat. Literally always. But I actually waited a little bit to get my permit, and then once I finally took the test and passed, everything had shut down because of COVID. So I had to wait like months and months, and I was so mad. I was like, if I would have just done it right on my birthday, I would have gotten it by now. So I'm actually eligible to get it in I think like 5 or 6 days. So I'm so excited. But I also have to wait till I get back home too. So
I've been driving too. I mean, I'm not like crazy about it, but I'll drive. I mean, I like driving, but it's not like something I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to drive. Like, it's not like that.
It's like that for me.
I mean, as a young person driving in Nashville's got to be it's got to be a scary thing, because Nashville traffic is a little bit unlike a lot of traffic. There's, first off, you got a lot of construction, and then you got people on the road who, quite honestly, do not even deserve a driver's license.
Yeah.
I really have to bring Advil like with me when Juna drives though. Like it's pretty insane.
Oh, my driving is not that bad. Joey, okay, drive so slow.
If we were on tour, I would be the one driving. Just saying.
There you go.
Completely
no,
different.
he would get us there like to each show in a week. Like I could get us there in probably like 10 hours.
Ooh.
I'm a good driver. Like I'm not like underneath the speed limit, but I'm not like totally over the speed limit. But I like, I'm in the middle.
Right. That sounded like a little bit of a burn there, but that's all right. That's all right.
Suspended before I do. So
No, I will not. Absolutely not.
It's that brother sisterly love. Now, do you guys have, because you're brother and sister and your ages are really close together, is there competition between the two of you at times?
I would say sometimes, especially with writing, like having different ideas on songs or melodies and stuff, definitely, gets in the way. And
yeah, we definitely have a little arguments, get the pillows out, pillow fight. But no, it's like usually we do. It's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, going through that with your sibling is kind of hard. Now, you guys, I mean, you're not only let's just put this out there. You're not only musicians. You've been on TV shows. You were on actually several TV shows. As I'm looking here, Spirit Riding Free, where I guess you had done a cover of Keith Urban's "Somebody Like You," and they saw it and wanted you on the show.
Well, we kind of did like a promotion song, like for when it was coming out.
Okay.
And did like a whole video production. We like went to like a farm and we played with horses and we washed them and fed them and like did some filming, and it was really, really fun. Like, that was our first.
That was like our first video that was professionally done.
Yeah, like an all day thing.
Okay.
It was really amazing.
And then you've got like America's Most Musical Family, and I just watched part of that a while ago. And America's Got Talent, you were supposed to be on the 15th season of, but dear old COVID kind of put a big squash on that one.
Yeah, we prepared. We were actually prepared to fly out, I think, like a week before the whole production shut down, and then we couldn't end up making it out there. And I feel like one door closes and another door opens. It's kind of like, you got to keep going forward. Some things might not work out, and that's okay.
I feel like it also, I feel like since COVID happened, I know like it kind of slowed us down with music and stuff, like not being able to perform like on like at shows or do tours and stuff. But I feel like it definitely helped us, like, being able to practice as well, and, like focus on ourselves, like mentally. But it kind of affected me as well, to be honest, because I like to work out, and so I couldn't go to the gym. So it was kind of unfortunate, but I was working out at my house, but it's just not the same, to be honest. But I feel like, and then like because of COVID, we actually did a playlist, or like we did like a EP sort of thing, like called COVID Covers, and we covered a whole bunch of songs that had to do with COVID,
like Six Feet Apart, Pilot Combs, All by Myself. A few songs that kind of relate to.
And so we wanted our fans to to relate to those songs because of this like hard times, and so.
Wow, that's really cool that you did that. I mean, that's some people like, Luke wrote a song, but here you guys are covering several songs along the line. So that's a pretty smart thing. Now, you have kind of a connection to Gabby Barrett through her husband Cade, because you were out on tour with Cade.
Yes.
Did you ever get to meet Gabby when you were out on tour with Cade?
No.
Okay. Well, that makes three of us, because I never have either.
I think they were like fiance. Like I don't think they
weren't together. I don't think.
No, they were, but they weren't married yet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. We just never got to meet them, but that was an incredible like experience. Like the tour in general. Like we wrapped a van with our face, like in our social medias, all on it, with like Juna N Joey. And we drove around every city with that thing. We got like DMs, like, you just cut me off. Like, you guys suck. Like, DMs. Like, you turn the driver. Which was not me, by the way.
It's basically eat, sleep, show. That was like our thing.
Yeah, like we got rooms at like 2 a.m. And we woke up at like 6 a.m. And then we drove and had shows.
Yeah, Cade was he's a rock star. Like,
oh my gosh,
he was shredding the guitar. Like I've never seen. I was literally like this. I was like,
It was amazing. Yeah.
Just kind of wiping the drool off every once in a while, that kind of thing.
Like not only does he he just performs, like he entertains.
Yeah,
he's
songs.
like his shows are just so entertaining.
Yeah.
Right. Now I got to say this, and I don't know, I can't remember what show it was, but it was kind of funny because whenever Gabby's doing acoustic songs, Cade is always playing behind her. I don't know if most people have noticed that, but she was doing I Hope on, it may have been an award show or something, and he's playing behind her, and he's supposed to be singing, like harmony with her, and he didn't know the words.
Really?
Oh God.
I mean, just stop.
Like when I'm on stage and I can't think of the first word, and then when I think of the first word, I'm like, okay.
He's looking at you. I know the look. He's looking at me. He's like I don't know the words. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know it either. Yeah, it just like totally leaves your brain. Like with this whole crowd and like the nerves, it just literally leaves.
Right.
It literally gets up and walks away.
Like your mind just goes blank.
Yeah,
it happens.
Right. How do you recover from that? From forgetting words?
We played an intro for like 30 seconds because we just kept.
It happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
a couple days ago.
We were at the Gold Coast Jam.
I was at the gym and I was like singing,
and he was like,
and everybody was like clapping, or everybody was looking,
okay.
and I was like turning white too. I was like,
he was like sweating. I could see the sweat.
And then I finally thought the word. And I was like, okay, baby.
And then he starts singing, and I was like, all right, he got it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and that's got to be a tense moment too, because you're like, it's like, I've heard, I forget who it was, somebody else had done that at one time, and I think I even saw a video where they asked several artists how they cover whenever they forget words. Some of them hum, some of them make it up.
Yeah.
I think Justin Moore was doing a show and sang the second verse for the first verse, or maybe that was Jimmy Allen sang the second verse for the first verse and then re-sang the second verse and just kept right on going, when he realized what he done.
I mean, if that happens, you kind of just got to stick through it.
And hope no one noticed.
And hope no one noticed. Yeah. And if it's like a famous song and people are singing, they're like, what?
They're like, what are you singing?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come back and you look at the crowd and you go, that was your part.
Yeah.
It's better when you're original because they actually don't know it. So they don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So what, being out touring and stuff like that, I mean, you've done it with Cade, but you've also been, touring and like, like you said, you were just at Gulf Coast Jam down in Florida, which is a huge festival. And I can't even tell you who all was there this year. I'm sure you guys could. I did see the lineup, but there were just so many.
Brian, Cole Swindle, Tennille Towns, Tennille Arts, Hunter Hayes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then a few other artists.
Did you get to rub elbows with any of them?
Oh,
no, we did not.
Really, no,
we were so close to opening for Luke Bryan. We came in second.
Yeah, the first place open for him. Yeah.
Wow. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
that would have been
definitely.
crazy.
Oh my gosh. So what's your favorite thing about touring?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say like the memories. Like you make so many memories on tour, like just traveling and also just like performing and just like playing a different show in a different city every night. And also like traveling around like different places and like experiencing them and like just getting to see all those different things and like famous places too, like places that like you would never dream of playing at. But
I would say, just meeting new people, having a great time, get different types of food too, because we're going to England. We're going to England
in September,
and we're going to be learning like a whole new like vibe over there. Just like accents, money.
Right.
Driving on the wrong side of the road.
Being on the passenger side driving where you're going, okay, if I turn left, is that this way or is it that way?
Like Jordan can barely drive on the right side of the road over here, so I don't know how he's gonna make it over there.
I mean, if I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, then I'm probably on the right side of the road in Canada. Just saying.
Oh, that's awesome. So how many dates do you have lined up for that tour? Now, are you guys doing this on your own? I mean, is it your own tour? Are you going with somebody?
We're actually opening for an artist named Twinny. And we're doing a few like
We'll be there for
theaters and venues, and then we're doing like a coffee shop tour. What's the name of it? Cafe Nero tour around Europe.
Juna loves that because there's coffee there.
Hey, I'm with you. I am with you. Yeah. If you notice, I don't think you can see it very well because of the white wall there, but the logo up here is actually a coffee company.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'll have to get you connected with them.
Oh my gosh,
And,
yeah.
I thought maybe Kyle would be on. He's the owner of it. It's called Heart to Heart. But it's a really great. They donate like 15% of their sales go to charity.
Oh my god, that's
So,
amazing.
really cool thing. So that's my shameless plug for Heart to Heart tonight. But now let's say this, we're talking about touring. If you could go out on a tour with anybody, who would it be?
I would definitely say Dan Shay, 100%. I just love like their music, and their harmonies are so good. And his voice is like so, like Shay's voice is so high, and it's just like so amazing. And for us, some like 4-part harmonies, like brother and sister, and like another duo together would just be like amazing. Like that'd be magical.
I would say Luke Combs. His rasp and his whole like.
His whole,
I just feel like
vibe.
if we went on tour with him, like he'd be in the like long net. I could just see him like we'd just be in the van just jamming. Like that'd be so fun.
He's so awesome.
Have you got to see him live?
No, actually, we haven't seen him
No,
live,
haven't
but we've
seen him
seen some live videos and like on the award shows and stuff.
Yeah, he's great live. Dan and Shay are great live. I met Dan and Shay when they first came out, and I have a picture. We were at a concert, and we were backstage with them, and they're making it look like they're photo bombing me taking a selfie when actually it was all stage. But hey, it looked good.
That's cool. We actually went to a Florida Georgia Line concert.
Oh,
and,
wow.
It was Morgan and Dan and Shay who opened for him, and we saw both of them, and they were both amazing. Like we saw Dan and Shay and their harmonies; they were amazing live. Like they were so good, and we were like so excited.
Yeah,
we didn't end up getting to meet them, so we did meet Florida Georgia Line though.
We saw them. But we didn't meet them.
Yeah, no.
right. Well, and I got to say this: Dan and Shay have come a long way since I first saw them. Not that they were bad then, but Shay has kind of. I guess opened up his vocals a lot more than what he did early on. He's gotten where he showcases them more. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So now you guys, I mean, first off, let's go to the Nickelodeon America's Musical Family. Y'all were tapped to be out there. You were flown out there. What was the whole, because I've not seen the show. I've got to be honest. I did see the video of you guys playing in it, and doing your thing. But what was that all about? Is it kind of like The Voice or America's Got Talent where you go so many weeks, or how did that work?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same exact thing. It's just with families. And we were actually on like the first ever season of the show. So that's probably why, you haven't really heard of it a lot. But yeah, it was amazing. We went to LA and performed on this like big stage with like the speakers in the stage. Like it was really cool. And we got to meet like other artists that we're still friends with today and keep in contact. So it was really fun to just make connections.
Yeah, we were versing like families, and they actually had, a whole band, with trumpets and drums and saxophones and all xylophones and triangles and you name it. And we were actually just acoustic, just guitar and singing.
It was very like an intimate.
And it was very, we sang Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs. So it was very, mellow song.
Yeah.
Right. It was just still, a great experience. We met a lot of people, met the judges. They were really nice.
Yeah.
And we got constructive criticism from them. So we learned a lot from it, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Were you intimidated when you saw the families and the bands out there that had, just about every instrument you can ever imagine?
I think a little bit. Like it was like a whole there was like lights flashing, like a whole show, and ours was just like
and they were dancing too. There was one of the families where it had like a whole show.
There was
breaking
like
it down
and stuff. And it was
like
we were like
oh, beautiful.
I think it was just like a totally different different act. It was like that, and then there was like us. You know what I mean? But both are amazing. It was just like a whole different kind of vibe. So yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, it's like you are, yeah, you're gaining experience by watching these other people and what they do, right or wrong. I mean, being in there like jamming out and dancing to Beautiful Crazy is probably not something you want to do. So you probably don't want to incorporate that in the show. But you got other stuff. I was watching on YouTube. I was going through your videos. I don't think is there any song y'all haven't covered yet?
I don't think so. No,
we covered a lot of songs. Yeah, I remember when we had 25 subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, we got to do something. We got to make a YouTube channel. And I think our first cover was Unsteady. Yeah, Ex-Ambassadors. That was pretty scary. That was like my first time actually performing and like being on like the internet or whatever. And like, oh my God, don't watch the video. But I was kind of new to the whole thing. I was just like my faces and my like whole thing was just
like all out of whack.
Just really off. It
was weird,
peculiar.
Peculiar.
But anyways, and then we started posting a lot more.
Yeah, we actually started to gain a following pretty quickly. We did not expect that. So we were just like, we'll just keep posting some stuff until we can get some of our originals out there, which we're working on now. As we just put out our song "Something to Miss." And then we actually have 3 more coming out as a part of our self-titled EP. We have More Than a Maybe, I'm So Over You, Until Your Heart Breaks.
You got a lot of things planned.
Yep.
Now, did you just dropped the EP, didn't you?
No, we dropped the first song off the EP called Something Good to Miss.
Okay, so when is the EP going to drop?
Well, we're going to kind of release them individually throughout the year. So we have More Than Maybe next, then we're going to wait a little bit, then we got I'm So Over You coming, and then, just like that.
Okay. All right. And the EP itself now, I don't know if this was the whole thing, but it was produced by Ken Royster, who is the producer on Luke Combs' Hurricane.
Yes.
You guys are big Luke Combs fans, aren't you?
Yeah. We recorded all of our songs with him. We went in, I think March, kind of right when COVID was like at its like peak, I guess. Not like peak, like when it kind of first started. And we went in there, and it was like, so like, just to know that like Luke Combs was singing on the same mic as we were was like insane. And like he had like a bunch of other artists, like a list.
Yeah, we walked in with our like dry originals, and then we sat there for like 5 minutes, and they're like, yeah, Diamond on 4, yeah, I got it, boom. And then we heard the song, and we were like, wow, like we were just like amazed because they did it in 5 minutes.
Like they did it so fast, and they literally completely transformed it. Like it sounded so different. Like that is not what we at all had in mind, and they just literally did that. And we were like, they just
put it together, and it was just like magical.
It was amazing. And then we went into record vocals. We were there for like 10 hours a day for 4 or 5 days, and we just banged it out. And now here we are.
Well. That's a lot. I mean, did you ever expect the recording process to be like that, like those super long days?
I mean, yeah, I kind of expected that just because, like,
because we wanted it to sound good, we were trying like to
and like
perfect it.
Coming up with stuff too, like it wasn't just like going in there and recording. It was also like, oh, what if we tried this run and maybe we'll do that harmony. It was kind of like changing it up, so it wasn't like just get in there and sing and you're done. It was like, well, let's experiment a little bit, because it was typical.
Right. And when you have a good producer, I mean, the producer's kind of, guiding you. He's kind of like a field guide when you go on a field trip or something through, I don't know, the museum. He's kind of showing you the right or the best way to do things.
Yeah, he not only did he teach us everything about music, but like different techniques to use while singing. Life tips. He taught us a lot of things. He's a great guy, very smart guy, and learned a lot from him.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. So we're sitting here talking about the song, and the song's called Something Good to Miss. So why don't we go ahead and give them a taste of that real quick? We'll let them hear it, and that way folks will know exactly what we're talking about. And got to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Go-Go Tuners, because, Joey, you know this. It's a lot of fun to play a guitar, but sometimes you can't keep it in tune. And so I've got a connection, all right? And it's called Go-Go Tuners. It's started by longtime professional musicians, and the company specializes in tuners. I mean, they have headstock tuners, they have pedal tuners, they have all kinds of tuners. I mean, I don't know anything about them, but they have a lot of them. I do own one, but it's Not that I can play the guitar after I tune it, but they're very easy to read. They're durable, they're accurate, and they quickly got to be the go-to tuner for a lot of touring and professionals, and a favorite of casual players. They've got the signature green you're in, red you're out technology, and that makes it quick and easy. And you can find them at gogotuners.com. So big thank you to GoGo Tuners. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's Juna and Joey, and this is called Something Good to Miss on Before Nashville.
I got used to flying solo. I'm not used to caring if someone stays or goes. So what did you do to me? How did you make me fall? What did you do to me? Oh, goodbyes get in the way, they never feel okay, but oh, you should know. Just like my hometown, you feel right to come on back to home. You should know. 24/7, 365, sneaking up, hanging out in my mind. To that next kiss, so hold on to this. There's something good to miss. Coffee, porch swings, laughing at stupid jokes. All the small things add up to what matters most. We're always stealing time, never feels long enough. We're always stealing time, somehow it catches us. Goodbyes get in the way, they never feel okay, but oh, you should know. Just like my hometown, you feel right to come on back to home. You should know. 24/7, 365, sneaking up, hanging out in my mind. To that next kiss, so hold on to this. Got something good to miss. Ah, yeah. Goodbyes get in the way, they never feel okay, but oh, you should know. Just like my hometown, you feel right to come on back to oh, no. 24/7, 365, sneaking up, hanging out in my mind. To that next kiss, so hold on to this. There's something good to miss. Ah, something good to miss.
That is Juna and Joey. The song is called Something Good to Miss. It's on Before Nashville. We're introducing country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. Now I'm going to get to what I was talking about earlier, because one of the writers on there, Bill.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce his name right, and I hate that. DeLuigi, and I have to think through it for a second. But I've known him for a long time. I've always called him Bill. I've never used the last name, so that's why I can't pronounce the thing.
Yeah, he's so amazing. He's so fun.
Funny.
Oh my gosh, we love him.
He's such a ball of energy.
Yeah,
we saw him. What was it? 2 years ago, we were down in Nashville and at a showcase. It was actually during CRS, and went to a showcase for an artist, and Bill always plays for her, and so got to see him again, and he's just a good guy. One of the things I loved about that was, as the song's playing, you guys look like you're in the front row of a concert where Juna and Joey are on stage and you're just singing along, you know, it's like, hey, y'all were having fun. It's I love the song. It's the tempo's great. And who was I mean, did you both, or all four of you jump in on writing that? Did you go into, Kaylee Lowe happens to be the other writer on it. And did you go into her and Bill and say, okay, this is an idea we have, and then you just went from there? Or how did the concept of the song come about?
Actually, it was Bill who came in. He was like, we brought in a few ideas and none of them were really sticking. And then Bill was like, what if we do like something good to miss? And I was like, well, like, what do you mean? Like, come on, like, I need like a little bit of explanation. And he was like, oh, like, you know, something, just having someone good to miss. You're having something good to come back home to. We were like, yeah, that sounds good.
He was like saying something good to miss, and then I was like saying to myself, I was like,
something good to miss. Like, how?
We go to Nashville and like, you know, once every, you know, a couple months, and since now we've bought a house up here and probably we're gonna stay up here sooner or later. Yeah. So right. I was maybe because like, you know, when you move to Florida or like to Nashville, you go to Nashville, we miss Florida, you know, it's something good to miss, you know, since we're gone and away. So I was,
which could also relate to different people in many ways, like military families or someone who travels for work a lot, you know, just having something good to come back home to, and like something like to miss while you're gone.
When we like go on a trip without a dog,
or like even tour, like when we go on tour, just like missing like a home cooked meal, or just like missing like, you know, like just being at home, or just, you know, any of that.
Right. Yeah. No home cooked meals on the road because you never have time. You know, that's always.
Our dad usually will stay at like, we'll get like an Airbnb, like how we did 2 tours ago. We kind of just stayed in Airbnbs wherever we ended up in the next city. And our dad cannot, he thinks like he's Gordon Ramsay or something. Like he literally like wants to be a master chef. So he'll go out and buy like all these groceries. Like, we're literally leaving the next day. Like, what are you going to do with all these groceries? And he's like, well, I want to cook dinner. And I was like, okay, go for it. He literally made like lobster tails and steak. And like, I'm like,
hey, that's protein for me. Protein.
I was like, okay, I guess.
I'm thinking next time you go on tour, you call me. I'll be glad to come along if Dad's going to cook like that, you know.
I'm not complaining. Like,
well, no. So, you know, I got to go back to what you were talking about earlier. Whenever you had the van wrapped and people are sitting there texting you, you know, like I am in you because, you know, you cut me off, things like that. You know, my first question is, okay, if they, you know, you just got cut off, but why are you like driving and texting? So you guys don't do that, right? You don't drive and text or anything like that.
No. I keep my phone to the distance. I'll be playing, you know, Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs in the process. But yeah, that's usually what it is.
Manager, she's like, get off that phone, put that phone away as far as possible.
Answer, because I have a feeling that at least one parent is very close by.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, she's listening.
So if let me ask you this: if there was a song, and if you want to answer it individually, I'll give you that. You know, you don't have to answer it collectively. If there was one song that you said, "Good grief, I really wish I would have written that song," what would it be?
I would say "Grandpa's Never Died" by Cole Swindle. I just think it's like a really good, like the words are so good and the melodies. I don't know. I just really love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Green.
Riley Green?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. It's all good.
I swear it's
I didn't know that.
Never mind.
No,
Riley Green.
Riley Green. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I just love that song. I love the words. Yeah.
Who's it by again?
No, I swear I thought it was Cole Swindle. He's another one that I like. Break Up in the End. That's
it kind of sounds like I know where you're coming from.
I like Break, but I also love Break Up in the End. But Grandpa's
it is Riley though, so you know.
Yeah. Oops. I'm sorry, Riley.
That's all right, Riley. She still knows all the words to it.
Yeah, I do.
I would say Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Very superstitious. Like that song is so good.
Oh, listen to that little run there. That's impressive. Do you do that around the house? I mean, you know, you're just kind of bored. There's nothing on TV, and you go to the piano and you start playing and singing.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I'm in the shower.
He will literally do that anywhere, anytime. he'll be like cooking up something like, there is soup sitting. I'm like, Joey, what are you doing?
No bacon.
And he'll change the words. He'll do anything with that little run right there. The shower, whatever. Like if I'm in school or whatever, and I'm like trying to pay attention to something important, he's like, there is soup. Like in the next room, I'm like, Joey, I'm trying to pay attention to my class, and he's like going off doing his thing.
He's writing a parody for everything he's doing. Like he's in the shower and he's talking about soaping up his underarm. I can't sing, so I'm not going to embarrass you with that. So, you know.
Yes, literally.
That's my thing.
That is good though. I mean, I love Stevie Wonder. I got to admit, I really do. The guy's just phenomenal, you know, and his songs are just knockout. And always enjoyed, you know, a little bit of soul.
Yes.
So, you got to put a little bit in there. So, sorry, sitting here beating my mic up. I probably ought not do that. Now, you guys have another single that you released, and this one I'm really interested in. I haven't listened to it, I have to admit, because I was focusing on your videos and it was farther down there, but you have a song that you released on Veterans Day of 2020 called Heroes.
Yes.
And I'm, like I said, I apologize. I haven't heard it. I should have went ahead and listened to it. But what put you in the mindset of writing a song like that?
Well, actually the song was given to us by another writer, and she wanted us to sing it and you know, post it on our YouTube and post it everywhere. And we're like, oh my God, like literally we'd be so honored. Like that would mean so much for us to post that. So when she gave us a song, you know, we kind of recorded it and did a video for it. And, you know, we wanted to post it, you know, we posted like on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And it's just like, you know,
we do it every year because I feel like, you know, you got to be respected for what they do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That must be your dog.
Yeah, going on in the background.
That's all right. That's all right. It's live, so it makes it more fun when things like that, those spontaneous things happen. That's why I'm down in the basement. That way you can't hear mine.
Yeah.
So with Heroes, I mean, you know, it's like you said, you release it every Veterans Day, Memorial Day. I mean, you kind of that's kind of what you do. So every year you're releasing. Now you guys are. YouTube is your big thing. I mean, like I said, I was looking at your videos and I kind of lost count whenever I'm looking through here. I mean, you get the latest one that I see on here. You did 2 weeks ago, Half of My Hometown, Kelsey Ballerini and Kenny Chesney, of course. And then you've got Forever After All, Luke Combs. You've got Don't Tell Me, Beautiful Crazy. When It Rains, It Pours. A lot of Luke Combs stuff on there. Simple. I did watch the Simple one, which I thought was kind of cool. And Juna, you are hitting some notes there, girl. I'm like, wow.
She was.
I was very young, you know.
Right. That would have been about 14, but you were doing it. You've got Shallow. You've got Blue Tacoma. You've got, I mean, What's Your Country Song, and the list goes on and on and on. And how many, like right now, how many, as far as YouTube subscribers, because you were talking about when you had 25, you're going, oh my gosh, we've got to do something here.
Yeah.
So where do you sit right now with that?
We sit at 82.5.
Wow.
500. And we're kind of stuck right there because I feel like, well, our comments got taken away because of how young we were. It was kind of something that had to do with, you know, just like
age
privacy or whatever. And so, like, just a little bit, but we're gonna keep going. We're trying to get to 100,000. That's like our goal. But we're really focusing on TikTok at the moment because TikTok is like a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. That's I'm still trying to figure out how I can do TikTok with the podcast. I think it'd be kind of cool, but I don't think they give you enough time to do it because it goes an hour. Yeah, I'm usually about an hour on it, so you know it's like okay, well, but and I do have a TikTok account. I have nothing on there. Well, I have a couple of things on there. I think like two that just deal with the podcast.
Awesome.
But that seems to be, I mean, you know, you got Priscilla Block who blew up on there and to the point that she got signed to a label. I was looking the other day, I saw an artist who is a independent. I mean, just doing it on his own, 500,000 followers.
Yeah.
You know, he's he's got more than Jason Aldean. So Jason, I'm sorry to tell you, you're slacking, buddy. But
yeah. You can't. Your followers and likes and stuff really adds up, on TikTok, and it grows a lot.
It's just about consistency. We were kind of late to it. We didn't listen to our manager like we should have.
She told us, get on TikTok. We were like, okay.
TikTok is not for singers.
Yeah, like we were very clueless. And then we kind of.
She's over here like.
She's like, I told you so.
Yeah. She go, next time you're gonna listen.
Yeah. And then we hopped on TikTok game, and
we've been posting some dancing videos. We went viral with our dad. He fell asleep in the bathtub, and I got like 6.8 million views.
Yeah, and it went on Ellen, and they really seem to love that. I mean, our dad's a character, so I can see why.
Oh, that's too funny. I'll have to look at that one and see.
Yeah, and then we posted a video of our song on the radio, like us freaking out. And it got like 100,000. So yeah, a few videos there are getting some attraction.
And we're gaining followers pretty quickly. So we're trying to, get to that point because TikTok it's happening.
Popping.
Right. So you were talking about going crazy. You've got a video of you listening to your song on the radio. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that was probably the first time you've heard it on the radio.
Yes, it was. And it was.
Where were you at?
We were in the car.
We were in Alabama.
Okay.
It was a radio station in Alabama. And
we were driving back to the radio station because she's like, oh, yeah, we're going to play your song. We were like, really? Oh, my God.
We were like, we didn't think like they were actually going to play. We were like, okay. Yeah, like we weren't expecting anything. And then we got in the car and turned it on and they were like, here's Juna N Joey. We were like, stop, wait. We got to film our first time. And then, we filmed it and it was really fun.
So what station was it? We'll give them a shout out. Do you remember what the call letters were?
Yeah, it was
WEIS.
WEIF. Okay. All right. I started saying there's a station that a friend of mine used to program called that was WEIO. It was called The Farm.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
So we'll give a shout out to that station. They're over in Kentucky, actually, I think, or maybe it was Tennessee, but it's real close to the Kentucky-Tennessee border.
Oh, nice.
Maybe that's what it was. But so what are where are you seeing yourselves in 5 years? Where are you going from here?
I would say definitely doing a lot more touring, a lot more originals, putting out some more music.
Playing on the big stages. Like that's probably our
some like main stage festivals.
Right.
Opening for our favorite artist as well. Getting a t-shirt cannon going, boom!
Yeah. Maybe a stage live,
Yeah.
Just remember, aim it up.
Yeah.
Don't aim it at. Oh, so I've had a question formulated, and as often happens, it just kind of jetted right out of my head. And it was something you were saying about the touring. Let me see if I can pull this one back in. But in the meantime, it'll come to me. If not, I'll walk out the door. They say if you walk through a door and come back, a forgotten thought will come to you. I still haven't proven that fact to be true, personally, but I have heard that. But you were talking about TikTok, and you guys have got all the social media. I mean, you're pretty much on everything but Twitch. And that's like a gaming site for people that don't know. It's more for like video gamers. Where on the social media? Give them your handles on social media.
We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. All those. Juna N Joey, so it's Juna, the letter N Joey. And you can find us pretty much everywhere, like you said. And also every music streaming platform to find our music, like Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes.
We also have a website as well to check out our bio and what we do and how old we are and other things that if you want to know about us. We also have merch as well. So if you don't own a t-shirt, I want to get one.
That's a perfect place to get it.
Yeah.
And I've got the website up there. Now you guys have the links to all your socials on your website and all the most of the streaming platforms, or there's so many of them now, it's hard to put those on there. But the major ones, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. What's the other one? There's another one that's a big one too.
Caesar.
Pandora. Yeah. That's the other one I was trying to think of. I told you the thought would come to me when you were talking about touring on the big stage. What's your schedule looking like, to say through the year? You talked about you're doing a lot of festivals and stuff coming up. Where are you going to be? Give us a rough estimate of when. I'm putting you on the spot because you need to know these days.
No, yeah. In September, we're going to be doing, like we said, a tour with an artist named Twinny. We're going on tour with her.
We're going to the Hamptons. I don't think we're performing, but we're going to the party or whatever. We're going to meet a lot of people, have a great time.
Yeah.
You know.
And playing some shows, also doing a lot more rights, like some Zoom stuff too, because COVID is still around. So, we're trying to like be as safe as possible, not, go to too many houses and, so we're doing some rights, shows.
Practicing.
And also like social media stuff, like behind the scenes, getting that, up and ready for our next song to come out.
It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Also working on Christmas songs. I mean, like I know it seems really early, but definitely, gonna start recording those and figuring out video ideas. And like, if you want to put out more than one, also figuring that out too, because everything, I mean, like it's crazy because you're like, oh, well, Christmas is like months from here. And like, that's exactly what we thought. But even last year, like, dang, we missed it. And we like did it 3 months early. So
I'm going to be 19 in a month. Like I was like 16 a couple days ago. Like it's
crazy.
It's weird.
Wow. And it does when you say 19, I'm just like, I've got socks older than you, even at 19. But so you talked about, you mentioned video, June, a while ago. You were talking about doing some more videos. Is that kind of the way that you guys are mapping out what you're going to be doing for right now? I mean, releasing a single and then the video, or doing more videos of, I don't see you stopping doing what you're doing right now, because it's obviously working as far as the YouTube videos go, doing the covers and that kind of thing.
Well, we're going to be filming a lot more music videos too, especially with our 3 new songs coming out. And we're going to start doing some other songs on our YouTube that we're not necessarily going to cut. We're just going to be posting some of our originals on there with some videos.
Something Good to Miss is actually premiering on CMT on June 11th.
Yeah, our video.
So
all right.
Everybody is watching CMT on June 11th. Make sure to go check it out.
Yeah. Well, I'll be watching depending on the time, because sometimes they like to do that like super early in the morning, and I don't normally get up real early, but I'll definitely keep an eye out for it. I mean, it's so that's going to actually be on CMT. That's super cool. Because a lot of artists, they'll put them in like the 12 pack, I think is what they call it, where they vote on it and that kind of stuff. And especially newer stuff. You guys now, do y'all handle your own social media, or you have a social media handler, as I like to call them, or, so if I like message you, am I going to hear back from you?
Yeah, definitely.
We have a big team that
helps us out. Yeah, we have a team that helps us out too, like, with designing merch and like with our Teespring and all like the logistics and stuff. But when it comes to like our main social media, I would say like pretty much us and our mom helps a lot, posting some stuff. But through the DMs, I kind of go in there and talk a lot just to fans. So if you send a DM, it's likely that Joey and I will be responding.
Or Snapchat.
Oh yeah, we have Snapchat too, which we talk to fans on there too.
Okay.
Just all social medias in general.
Yeah. That wasn't on here, so they cheated me out of that one. How dare they? I'll have to call Rachel with your publicist and say, listen, don't get me like that again. But it was great to have the two of you on. I mean, it's really exciting to see what you're doing. I'm super excited for what you got coming in the future, and can't wait to find out kind of where you're touring. Now, if they want to find out where you're touring again, they can go to the website, and you have all your tour dates on there.
And also our bands in town too. Yeah, you can check all our tour dates on there.
We love playing, and the more bands in town that that's just how it goes. The more we have, the better.
Yeah, the
more the merrier.
Right. Well, that's cool. So go check them out. Hook up with bands in town, so you'll know exactly where they're at if you don't in case you forget the website, but you can always go to bands in town. Hopefully they won't do that, but y'all have been a joy to talk to. You're really just really a great brother sister duo there, and I just love the energy you guys have, and I can imagine what it's like on stage whenever you guys get up there.
Yeah, we just actually bought some towels because lately we've been going on stage and we've been sweating like crazy.
It's like a lot to put on like a big show, you're just dripping. Yep.
Well,
it's just mind draining. Like it's
and sweat.
Yeah.
Here's a tip for you on the towel thing. Put that in your rider. Tell them they have to provide them.
Yes, definitely.
They will do that. They will do that. Trust me, they will do that. White towels, white hand towels, they'll take care of it. Should, unless you have somebody that just doesn't like to help artists. But that's a tip for your rider. You can put that in there, and of course, green M&Ms or anything like that. That's kind of a music joke, of the M&M thing. So. Yeah. But just keep us posted on what's going on. I'd really like to keep up with you and see how the career's going and see what it's going to hold for you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, come back anytime. You're super welcome. And again, you can shoot me a message I'm on Instagram. I'm on all that stuff too. And so go check it, and you can shoot me a message and say, hey, we've got this single coming out, or we're going on this tour. There are times where I will plug artists that have been on the show. If you're out doing a big tour, like the one you're doing in the UK coming up in September, you never know. I may drop that a time or two just to remind folks to check you out. I actually, my followers seem to be not so much in the UK, but Ireland. I don't know why.
Cool.
But I have a lot of followers in Ireland, a few in the UK. So, and there's one or two in the US, but yeah. But you guys,
there's a lot of fans up there. So we're super excited to go up there and play some country music for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that area there is just the UK and Ireland and all in Europe, that area in Europe. They really love country music, and it's I've interviewed a few artists from over there and have a couple of them trying to get lined up, but they have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning if I do it at 8 o'clock at night. So
I know, yeah.
The time change.
Trying to work that out. Yeah, it's terrible. But you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I really appreciate it. Coming up on Monday night, I've got Lindsay Buchanan coming on. I had to look at her name because I wasn't sure if I wrote it down right or not. But Lindsay Buchanan's going to be on 8 o'clock. We'll do it on Facebook and YouTube. Juna and Joey, thank you for coming on. Go follow them on all their social media. Go check out their music and keep an eye out for the EP. And when it comes out, pre-order it, download it. I always encourage folks to buy the music, buy the EPs, that kind of thing. Help the artist out because you're still trying to recover from, the crud of COVID. So I want to help you out as much as possible. So
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great night and take care. And for all those watching, we'll see you back on Monday night.